Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are back now with match number 2. Just getting started. The knife match. Excuse me, knife round rather. Is what I meant to say. Between Flipside Tactics and NiP. This is gonna be. I mean, to tell the truth here, if we want to talk about Flipside Tactics and the way they've been playing against NiP, I mean, the last map was, of course, Overpass, and it was a total slaughter. Ended in 16-4 in favor of Ninjas in Pajamas, but who knows? This could actually be one of the maps where Flipside Tactics actually plays and practices a little bit more, but we've seen just how strong Get Right, Forest, Pith, these guys could be. And Freiburg, even, if I'm not mistaken, not it really slips on my mind now. It was either Forest or it was Freiburg. They got the 5K. But you'll have to forgive me for making that, I guess you could say, that little error in my own accounting, if you will. But pistol round is underway, and Flipside Tactics are now working their way into bomb site B. Gradually. I mean, that's where the bomb is dropped right now. They're moving gradually towards that location. Haven't really settled on it 100% of the way just yet, but not something they're looking to entirely rule out, if you will. Pardon me while I correct something on my end. Alright, so now it looks like we're good to go. And amazingly, at this point in time, there's been no spill of any blood, but right now, again, no upgraded pistols whatsoever. Basically the same thing we saw on the last map, and pardon me while I get the volume turned up. I do apologize. Right now I'm not wearing a headset. I don't want to sweat profusely. But 35 seconds remain, and it looks like it's going to be a full-blown commitment towards bomb site B. There's going to be a manpower advantage here for Flipside Tactics, but not the firepower and defender's advantage that's here. But they do make the nice opening frag coming out from Bondik. Clean one shot onto Freiburg's head. Get Right now caught in the crossfire as well. Piff holding his ground amazingly thus far, getting a triple kill. Not bad. But is immediately refragged by Blade after that takes place. He's got to plant the bomb. He doesn't have time to fake it. And that's it. He's going in, but he doesn't have enough time to switch to his weapon even, and Blade, he just gets executed there. Forrest, nicely done. And of course, we can't forget the coordination with that flashbang as well. It didn't really throw him off too terribly much. In fact, it worked against Forrest just a little bit, but all in all, very nice retake coming in from Ninjas in Pajamas. So Flipside Tactics, what's the choice going to be here for them? Is it just going to be upgraded pistols? They did manage to get the bomb plant, so the question is, alright, so they're going to take it a little bit lightly on the economy side of things, but Get Right, I think, is going to go next to Broken Wall or Drop, considering he does have a Mag 7. Very situational weapon, meant to be used in close quarters combat, and on top of that, when you're talking about just having exposed heads looking at you and you've got a Mag 7, well, I mean, that's boom headshot galore right there. But really, Flipside Tactics haven't really shown a strong commitment to either side just yet. You have to bear in mind that they actually have the bomb back towards the middle of the map, and we're going to be seeing now, it looks like Blade and Get Right, I'm sorry, World Edit pushing the far west end of the minimap. Well, Markaloff and his companions are looking for an opening frag as well. They're looking for that entrance, really, and they're having difficulty finding it, but World Edit does get it with a stack. Forrest will go down. Get Right's getting a refrag, and Get Right's taken down immediately with combined firepower from Bondik and Markaloff. This is turning out to be very expensive coming in from Ninjas in Pajamas. They're not able to hold on to that cash too terribly much on the post-pistol round. Shara, 30 HP, gonna try and duel against Exist, but Exist comes out on top, lands the headshot, the final burst coming out, and that's just, it was chaos in some ways, and NiP actually took more losses than they needed to, so that's gonna set Flipside Tactics into a kind of nice-ish position on their first rifle buy round. What I mean by nice-ish is if they win this, Just add 1400 to everything that Ninjas and Pajamas have, and that's essentially the economy you'll be seeing coming in from our Swedish team. There's no hurry to get to a red light, however, and Flipside Tactics are just going to hold off, and Exist will throw out the frag, but very limited amount of damage done. None whatsoever, actually. Markelov actually spotting, you know, something there in drop. He's not going to overcommit to that just yet. We'll get a little bit of damage done with a frag grenade, however, and opening frag coming in from Freiburg. Ninjas and Pajamas playing the CT side quite well thus far. Shara kind of poised there to move into bomb site B. Markelov has to check every single inch of drop, and now Shara, he's been shut down pushing forward on platform. Bondik not able to do too terribly much there, and it looks like he's going to pull back for the time being. It could be a full-blown recall towards bomb site A, but the feasibility of that is quite questionable. If you look at Markelov's position, he can hear the footsteps. I'm sure he did. Watching the window, he does make the headshot on the get right. Forrest, however, looking for Markelov. He heard his footsteps, and that's the refrag. Boom. But a bit, but a boom, right there. Freiburg on top of Hut. Bondik's gonna get him. Carry a spray, sort of, over onto Freiburg. Not bad. A double kill for his time. But can he make the plant? I mean, 5 seconds remaining. He's got it down. He's, oh boy, throwing a smoke in, getting sprayed on, 10% HP remaining. He's been spotted by Exist, and he finishes what Forrest starts. Unfortunate there, but still wasn't a cheap win coming in from Ninjas and Pajamas. It did cost them a lot of money. Maybe we'll be seeing some weapon drops of one form or another. You can see Get Right does have a Mag 7 in hand, and we do also have 4 rifles coming in from Flipside Tactics. Gonna have a Tech 9 this time around. I can't say if they're throwing strategy out the window or what's up, but they did get the plant last round, so I think that's why they kind of gone with this buy. And it's not optimal, but I think they realize they've done some economic damage to Ninjas and Pajamas. Called edit. Caught in the crossfire between Forrest and Freiburg will be just executed in some regards. However, a nice refrag coming in from Shara, and we have yet to see full-blown committal coming in from Flipside Tactics. That's it. They've managed to make it happen, but Get Right getting a nice frag and getting out. The bomb hasn't been planted yet. Plenty of time to work with, but now the clock is ticking as Blade will make the plant happen. 3 versus 3. Ninjas and Pajamas playing for retake. Get Right, he's got that Mag 7. There's very limited damage that he can do here. However, Flipside Tactics are on low HP. We're talking, not more than 56 on Blade there. He's been firing, watching the window, and catches one off guard. Very nicely done, but friendly fire will be Markelov taking down Shara. And now that's Markelov's the last man standing. We see him being held at bay by Get Right, and Get Right gets the second frag with a Mag 7. He's going to go for the AK. Looks like he might be able to get it, but wait, what? He didn't want it. Okay. Well, put that in your pipe and smoke it. That is 4 wins in a row for Ninjas and Pajamas, and Flipside Tactics now at max loss bonus. With or without bomb plants, they will be getting a lot of money every round. We're talking a bare minimum of 3,400. If they get the bomb plants, it will be boosted to 4,200. We're talking about $800 for the bonus of putting the bomb down on a site. What's it gonna be? However, I mean, Get Right here. Oh boy, here did it drop. He got 1 first time, unable to land a second as Bondik takes advantage of that split second cartridge switch to take him down. $900 for one frag isn't too terribly bad, however. And he may actually choose to mechanically stick to that weapon. I wouldn't really blame him for that decision. World Edit now coming in for a flank, it looks like. As we do have a pretty big rotation coming in from Ninjas and Pajamas. Bondic shutting one down a drop, looking for a second. Freiberg there, overstepping his bounds, engaging in that duel, and will still lose to Bondic. So none of those bullets connected, unfortunately, and looks like they're committing to bomb site B, but if I'm not mistaken, if we see World Edit there, he's like, hey guys, we got bomb site A. Go A, go A, go A. Last guy's B. Now, it should be black and white. Yeah. Okay, they realize the situation they're in. They're going for the plant. Plenty of time remaining. 20 seconds, and not even lightly riveting in that regards. Not to bash our Ukrainian underdogs by any means. It's just a statement of truth. So, the question is, can Exist make the retake happen right now? Straight to the headshot. Well, headshot for headshot, but AK versus M4, well, World Edit comes out on top. And Ninjas and Pajamas are now hurting a little bit financially here. Conversely, however, if they can win this round, if they can somehow miraculously salvage 5 AK-47s, they'll be very, very happy to do that. Just upgraded pistols for the time being. We're talking about 2 P250s and a CZ. Oh wait, Get Right was dropped a Mag 7. He's just going for it. Either that or he purchased it with his own money. But you know, low risk, high reward situation in that regards when you're looking at Get Right. He didn't buy anything else. So it's going to be very difficult for him to stabilize that aim. But again, $900 per frag, that's not going to be too terribly bad. Just add that to $1,900 if they lose this round. Trying to win against World Edit. Does get knocked a little bit, but he actually manages to land a boom headshot. Looking for a second, but Bondic denying that. Just one split second before he fires a center mass shot, he gets the frag. Or rather, a shot that knocks his aim sky high. He's just going to get a second one to his name, however, and it looks like Flipside are going to be taking this one. Not too bad either. I mean, they managed to do it with 5 guys on the map as well. 4 guys on the map. So, for the most part, team economy is pretty salvaged at this point, but the question is, can they make that happen a second time? Exist is going in with a Scar. An auto sniper. Well, let's see how this pans out. Exist going back towards the chicken coop, and this is a pretty heavy B stack. If we see Flipside Tactics just lining up going through that smoke, this could spell mayhem for them, but I believe Freiberg just now was spraying through the smoke. No, I'm sorry, that was Pith. Kind of slowing that stem down just a little bit, or stemming that push into bomb site B. At this moment, it looks like Flipside is actually hesitating oh so slightly. We're seeing, you know, I mean, 2-3 players kind of stacked onto mid chamber there, chamber between A and Bell Tower, I believe that was. But now it looks like they're doing a good job of throwing off the enemy team, at least very slightly. This is not going to turn into a better push for them. 5 versus 3, they're going in, and Exist, he falls to the AWP of World Edit, and now it turns immediately into a 3 versus 4, but Get Right managing to hold his ground will find Markelov. Or rather, other way around, get found and then get the frag, but bomb is planted, World Edit trying to hold his ground, and it's 2 versus 3 in this situation. Manpower, firepower, everything in tow for Flipside. But it looks like maybe Freiberg as well as Get Right are just going to try and capitalize on exit frags. They're in both of the right locations to do that as well. Blade realizes they have to exit somewhere, but where do they exit to? Oh my god. Clever position here for Get Right. he doesn't win the battle. It should have that should have been his I mean, like, hook, line, and sinker, really. But unfortunately, he just couldn't do it, and unfortunately, that turns into pretty big financial mess for NiP. So here we go. Looks like it's going to be soft eco coming in for a majority of the team. Upgraded pistols, a couple of utilities, and that'll be that. And hopefully they can turn this around. Is possibly what NiP is thinking of. But this is best of 2 format, so I mean, no matter what happens, we will not be seeing a third game here. Point system. But, looks like Pith is going to be getting overextensive with that USP and shut down as a result. He does get a little bit of information for his teammates, however, and I'm wondering what is going on with the remaining 4 members. I think that was a stack just now, a boost from Exist onto Freiburg, but now they're going into bomb site B. Gonna try and play for the retake, I think. Freiburg's got to do a lot of carrying with that M4, however. Someone on tree. Down, second, a third. Oh my god! Now world edit. What on earth? This was once 4 versus 5, and off of an eco. Like, this was Freiburg putting on the carry pants. And unfortunately, he just, he couldn't get the 4K. Markolov shutting it down. So now Ninjas in Pajamas, I mean, it didn't really matter. The win there, it was important in the regards that it could shut down the economy of Flipside tactics potentially. You can see that some of these rounds are turning out to be a little bit expensive for them, but on the whole, every round counts when you're talking about the first half and the second half, to be honest. And I think in some ways NiP has already reached what is the expected threshold of won and lost rounds for CT side. But Freiburg coming in here forced to take his aim away from drop, but he also gave his teammate a boost in there. He'll be going in there and meeting with World Edit eventually, if not first Markov. Blade, wait, I'm sorry, I misread that completely. Both retaking from B main entrance for CTs. Guess who's perfectly blind there? World Edit is not in a comfortable position right now. But now it's back to 2 versus 2, and this, I mean, that's beautiful. Forced, he will go down, and that's after getting 2 frags first time. It's going to be Freiburg baiting out the duel between himself and Markolov will win that. Expensive wins coming in here, really, from the Flipside tactics side. Not going to say flawed by any means, but definitely Ninjas in Pajamas giving them a slight run for their money. I mean, look at the economy side of things, and you can see that really, how do I put this? You can see that World Edit, he's carrying the bank for that team. You can buy a couple of AKs if he has to, but he has to have that AWP salvaged every single round if he wants to be able to do that. Get right, jumping max 7 shots, and a super support firepower coming in from Exist. Back to 5 versus 3 on upgraded pistols. And a mag 7 alone. This is actually looking very good. And Exist now has the AWP. He's going to get a near no scope on the Shara just as he pops through that smoke. Markolov fire. Oh my god, Exist! What is this? With the blind smoking shot. Oh my god. I couldn't believe that. It's not a jumping no scope collateral, however. That would be something amazing. But that's Blade coming in, and he does have the bomb. He's on bomb site A now, all alone, facing off against 2 mag 7s and 2 rifles. 1 in AWP, I might add, and definitely not in a comfortable position. Might try and do some James Bond trickery, but he's been spotted and shut down now by Get Right. And if Get Right made both of those frags that he has with a mag 7, he's got a lot of money to work with. So 5-5, again, Ninjas in Pajamas have basically reached the threshold number of rounds that they want to have on the CT side. What I mean to say by that is If you're looking at Cobblestone and the average number of rounds won by Ts and the average number of rounds won by CTs, you'd probably put it about 60-40 in favor of Ts. That's if two teams are even in skill. We're talking about 50% win rates of tournaments. It's hard to put into terms, really. Okay. Let's try this. If you got 5 global elites playing against 5 global elites on this map, you can expect anywhere from CT side to have 4 rounds to 6 rounds, and then you can expect T side to have anywhere from 9 rounds to 11 rounds. But this basically went as expected coming in from Ninjas in Pajamas, given that Flipside Tactics only had 1 AK-47 to work with. And I think that might have been a misbuy. But now it's a full buy coming in. And NiP have already definitely, as I said, exceeded that threshold that they're looking for. On a map like Dust 2, you're talking about a map that is only slightly, we're talking 51% T favored. You would ideally see the end score at the end of the first half be 7-8 in favor of T's. So again, I mean, this is Ninjas in Pajamas playing the CT side fairly well, managing to. It looks like, I mean, this is the beginning of one streak for them on the CT side. That's Pith. He's looking for World Edit, and Exist is there to support him as well. But as I say that, he backs off, but no refrag. I mean, I'm wondering if that was a bad time to rotate. World Edit does make the opening frag. And it looks like Exist is going to be taking over the AWP there. Second fragger on the team. Freiberg waiting for someone to swing his way. He's looking for friends, and everyone's swiping left for the time being. They're just not going in his direction. It's going to be World Edit getting another opening frag, getting one, rotating to another side, and that's Freiberg. He's like, hey guys, I know where this is coming from. But he's also been spotted in some regards. He's just going to pre-spray this. Beautiful timing on that, but at the same time, I mean, Bondic just takes him down. Looks like this is a comeback for Flipside Tactics. Can we see Ninjas in Pajamas take this to 7 rounds on the CT side? It's difficult to say, really, because right now we're at 2 versus 4 on this particular round, and I think the best that NiP can hope for is to make some exit frags and salvage their weapons. That will indeed be their choice. And Get Right is waiting for someone to overextend here. Bondic, oh my god, he turned away at the wrong moment. Did Bondic actually see the back of his target just now? Markolov blind firing through the doors. And bomb has detonated. No one's pushing in. Just want to contain them, maybe catch them overstepping their bounds. But looking at this round in particular, it looks as though Ninjas in Pajamas have something of a decent buy coming in. Full buy all the way across the board, even an AWP to boot on Exist. Kudos for that save. And it looks like he's going to be taking the AWP this time around. If, you know, I mean, something doesn't feel right about that. I just feel as though that's someone else's weapon, and Force getting sprayed immediately as soon as he jumps on that bench with the smoke to cover him. Freiberg going to light up one, looking for the second, looking for a third. He's going to get a second through the smoke, but he's only going to have to settle for 48 damage on a World Edit now with only 52 HP. %, remaining on Blade right now. It's Markolov getting a refrag, however, and it's 3 versus 3 again. Doesn't matter how much HP that Flipside Tactics have, as long as they land that headshot, they're okay. But Get Right not checking every corner. He sees it. Boom. There it is. World Edit coming back in to avenge his teammate, and Get Right just backs out of there. But World Edit's been spotted, gets hit by both a frag and a walled bullet through cement. Now he's very, very low. Pop flashes coming in. Blind fire spray coming in from Get Right, and he will win that duel. 9 bullets remain in the clip. He's just got to land 2 of them to world edit. Nice flick coming in. That is 3 to his name. I'm sorry, 1 to his name on this round. But Exist gets the refrag, and that's going to be Ninjas in Pajamas way above threshold for the CT side. It's looking like Flipside Tactics are just going to rush towards bomb site B, at least not all the way, but stopping just a little bit at B corridor. Respectable decision given the fact that the enemy team has a full buy and they do not. We see a Tech 9, P250, 2 AKs, and an AWP on Flipside side. And not too much in the way of utilities to work with. So they've got enough for, I wouldn't say a one-trick pony, but rather they could potentially pull a fake with the utilities that they have, but I mean it's not guaranteed to happen. I don't think they're gonna pull something like that. But as I say that, they are rotating towards bomb site A, and the main entrances are being watched right now by NiP's Forest and Freiburg. Forest should hear this. He should know what's coming at him. He's gonna get a spray onto one player. Friendly fire onto another, but Freiburg will forgive him and take down Blade. And Bonnick gets the headshot onto Forrest. Oh boy, that flashbang goes straight past him, but Freiburg will still get the frag, excuse me. And looks like Markov is just about to make friends with Get Right. You could hear the jumping just a moment ago. Why doesn't he take advantage of that? He's probably thinking, okay, well, maybe that's bait. Maybe that's a worm on a hook. I don't want to bite. Get Right looking for it. Flicks. Bad timing from Markov there. Just started tossing a flash. Now it's 4 versus 1, and Ninjas in Pajamas possibly taking the 8th round. But World Edit's the last man standing. He's got an AWP, and we've seen magnificent performance from him before. But Clock, nonetheless, gets run down, and NiP now at 8 rounds. So we can see the frags, we can see the money, and this is the best buy that we can see coming in from Flipside. That it's actually a glass cannon on World Edit right now. Not too much better than the last round. He didn't save any money, and that's Get Right just getting right on it at drop with the double kill with that Mag 7. Like it seems as though he's not. I'm not saying he's trolling the enemy team, but it seems like that's his weapon of choice at drop. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull something similar of a strategy at another event or versus another team. Oh, clean one shot on the World Edit there. And Pith will just immediately back off, but it looks like Forrest now down to 7 HP. It's going to be a spray on a drop. Last man standing is Blade. This is Hunter and the Hunted. Standing right on the Molotov. We'll be seeing Freiburg getting that frag, and now end score of 9-6 for the first half. We'll be back as soon as the second half is ready to go, guys. Don't you go away. Oh my god, guys, I'm so sorry. We had the audio cut for the longest time. Match point here for Ninjas in Pajamas. Flipside Tactics do manage to bring one round back to their grasp. However, and the question is, can they play for overtime? World Edit gets sprayed on there, and now he's gone with combined firepower from Freiburg and Pith. Of course, a headshot doesn't really... I don't see why the assist is there if it's a headshot, but Blade does get one refrag in there. So, altogether, not too terribly bad. Coming in from Flipside, back to 4 versus 4, however, and checking the positioning of things, it's looking like it's going to be a determined A execute, what with Ninjas in Pajamas just putting a little bit of focus on a bomb site A there. That's actually detracting away from the manpower advantage from Flipside. Oh boy, 3 of them pushing up. That's, oh man. 2 in drop, and Bondic he's going to be able to relay that information to his teammates. It's now all on Shara, who's on bomb site B, all on his lonesome. He's lit. He's taken down immediately. Now it looks like this is it. I mean, it could very much so be the end of the game very shortly. 2 versus 4. We have to see Flipside Tactics retake. Pop flash not working to the advantage of Markelov. However, Blade does get one frag. Oh, he's shut down immediately, and now it's all on Blade. What can he do? He's got to watch both drop. Of course, broken wall here. Forrest hears him. It's a fake. Forces a peek. Can he win against Forrest? He cannot, unfortunately, and that is going to be 16 rounds to NiP. They will take the win against Flipside Tactics. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take things to a short break, and we'll be back with our next match very shortly. I do apologize for the mute on the microphone, and hope it will not happen again. Don't you guys go away.